All right, guys, look at Kenneth Grant. We're going to be talking about him today, and I just think, again, with patience comes virtue, and with virtue becomes growth. And I think we're starting to see it. Jonah I wasn't going to really dive into. I mean, if you look at his film, he did what he needed to do. He definitely took steps forward. But what I want to talk about is how explosive Kenneth Grant is starting to look. And, he's not even just looking like a dude that can honestly be a NFL player. He's looking like he could be a stud. So we're gonna see right here. You see him right over here, and he's just gonna pretty much block the hole that Bijan would try and run through right here. You're gonna see pushes his offensive lineman into that hole and then finishes the play with his guys. I'm telling you right now, like, he's starting to be a stud. You're going to see in some of these pass rushing situations, just moving his offensive lineman back. He's going to be right over here. And like I said, you're going to see, I mean, of course, they're going to run the ball sometimes, but he's starting to really turn up. As you can see, he's taking on the double team, pushing them back. He's making it difficult for, them to throw the ball. As you can see right there, taking on the double team are much better than when he was, of course, in the beginning of the season. Like I continue telling people, he's a rookie. He needed time to develop. You're going to see him right over here. And it's going to be a 2-yard run by Bijan. He's taking on the double team and pushing both of them back. If you saw that right there, he was pushing both of his offensive linemen back, which is something we didn't see in the beginning of the year. He's two in his head, in the beginning. He's a rookie. He's trying to figure out all the different things. You're going to see right here in the middle, he's starting to push his offensive lineman back every time. Look at this. He gets moved out of the way. It was a good run play. I think this was like the only good run play that Bijan had the entire game. And they pretty much put everybody on Kenneth Grant in the middle. But for the most part, you started seeing him really put it together. Look at this right here. Making him have to cut back on this lane because he was supposed to go here. Shifting around. He definitely is starting to get it in this system, and I don't know why they put that in there. It's a stupid thing to put in there. All right, you're going to see him right in the middle here. And, as you can see, look at him being able to accomplish that switch. Now, if we had more time, that was a really good switch. He pretty much ran the other offensive lineman off the spot. It was going to allow Zach Sealer to get to the quarterback. You're going to see a sack right here. Jordan Brooks comes in, and it's a perfect little stunt that he has. Jordan Brooks is going to come around this way. You see him right in the middle here. He's just going to take on two guys, push around, and you see Jordan Brooks come through the edge. This was the best defensive game that we've had, obviously. But you started seeing them playing much more fluid. You started seeing Zach Sealer playing off of Kenneth Grant much more fluidly than before. You see, he's starting to do those stunts. This is kind of, I think, again, I didn't realize it, but this is what they were saying. They were saying that Zach Sealer wasn't comfortable with the players that he was playing with. He was trying to, get more comfortable with that. And it's just one of those things that now I think not only is Kenneth Grant playing better, but you're going to see him right over here. And like I said, they're starting to work. Look how much he pushes his offensive lineman back into the quarterback. That is explosive right there. That is something that you want to see. He's pushing his guy back. Literally like 7 yards into the quarterback. Look at this explosive of taking on and allowing the switch from, I believe, so that was a great play by Dante Trader. That was incredible. But you're seeing him start to really put it together and being able to work with his guys. They're starting to kind of gel, and I think it's at one of those moments, look at this right here. Again, pushing his guy back. They're pretty much double teaming him every play. He's doing what he needs to do. He's moving these guys away from the pocket to allow open lanes for his other pass rushers. You're going to see him right over here in the middle. And this is going to be a short pass. But you see the switching you start, like, it's not, we didn't see this, into the beginning of the season where Sealer and him are continually pulling stunts over and over again, and they're doing it very well. So the more they get gelled with each other, the more that's going to happen.